Grums on X says, many hours later than Bluesky or YouTube, PlayStation finally posts the new trailer on X. Sony and Sucker Punch had excluded X while posting everywhere. Ghost of Yōtei, keep talking. It's making a difference. So initially, the story today was going to be talking about how it was strange that Sucker Punch was not posting their latest trailer to X like they had before. And Grubb's original post was saying the new trailer has been posted everywhere except X. PlayStation and Sucker Punch have posted it, but it's on Bluesky and YouTube. They're basically telling all gamers on X that they are not welcome and trying to sweep everything under the rug. And I think a lot of people made a lot of points, pushback, and tagging of them to the point where they broke and were like, fine, we'll put it on X. We don't want to cause additional drama with this situation. But I'm telling you guys, when it comes to Sucker Punch Productions, they are the Sideshow Bob of The Simpsons. Every rake they could possibly step on, they find it and slam it right into their face. This comes to us from Grums, who says, the Ghost of Yōtei trailer on PlayStation YouTube channel has gotten absolutely ratioed. Almost 2-to-1 dislike to like ratio. It's like we were right all along, and game devs and studios need to stop being political advocates and just focus on making fun games. Now both sides are mad at them, and things are not going to go well. And what he's speaking about with this situation actually is referencing Master of the TDS, who is absolutely killing it with the information that he's finding. This was a post that he found all these from Bluesky. He said, Bluesky is losing it. People now want to boycott Ghost of Yōtei because Sucker Punch fired Drew Harrison for her vile Charlie Kirk posts. Some are calling it fascist support and a right-wing cancel campaign. One even joked about Kirk's death karaoke party. Big yikes. This is Bluesky, by the way. Sucker Punch has found a way to piss off both sides before this game launches. This person says, time to boycott Ghost of Yōtei and Sony until they reinstate the artist. Why are you capitulating to the far right? Your game star is someone Charlie Kirk would have wanted to die. First off, this Others Elixirs, I would press X to doubt that one, that's even a woman, and two, that they'd even buy the game. But they do want to grandstand. Devour says, absolutely disgusting behavior to crumple to the harassment campaign so easily and fully. Management at Sucker Punch should be ashamed. Should the employee have been disciplined? Maybe. But firing them over a small joke that isn't even at Kirk's expense is ridiculous. Of course it is. I'm going to be crystal clear here. This is cowardly. And posting Kotaku's article, handing power to fire to the internet at large, you are abetting the kinds of actions that would have hurt so many of my fellow developers. Have a process and follow it, but don't take cues from people looking for a head. Oh, choice of words. Granted the situation, you fucktard. MX nobody, which the whole pronoun thing with the MX, that's a whole nother thing. Boycott Ghost of Yōtei. Fuck Sucker Punch. Fuck their CEOs and upper echelon for capitulating to effing fascists. And then another linking to Kotaku's article. Sony confirmed to Kotaku that a Sucker Punch employee is no longer with the company following pressure from a right-wing harassment campaign. That's actually not a harassment campaign then. That's just people that would buy the game and say, we're not buying your game unless you do something about this person that is representing your company that I do not want to support. That's not harassment. That's just reality. Yōtei has been making headlines in alt-right gaming culture warrior circles ever since it revealed the protagonist was a woman. Man, that's like explain a movie badly once again. But you think it ends there, but no, there's even more that Master of the TDS has provided. Caving to online pressure from dudes who aren't going to buy and play Ghost of Yōtei because the protagonist is a woman is pretty stupid. This coming from this person that is definitely not going to buy it either. All you're doing is alienating the people who want to play the game. Again, these people They virtue signal. They do not buy games. Ghost of Yōtei is being published by fascist collaborators. Again, I want to focus on how Sucker Punch Productions and Sony in general has threaded that very challenging needle of pissing off both sides right before their massive game launches. I wonder how much this is going to affect the sales of this game if people on both sides are saying they want nothing to do with the company. You probably have heard about this. A dev at Sucker Punch Studio working on Ghost of Yōtei have been fired for her comment on the death of Charlie Kirk, which is not even mocking, just a perfect shot, like the one with the smiley face of dark humor. Dark humor. As literally his body's still not even cold yet. Grim says, how pointless. Firing a dev out of fear of losing potential sales from a bunch of smooth-brained losers that were never going to play your game anyway because a woman is the lead character. Also, fuck Kirk and everything he stood for. Man, sounds like these people have some unaddressed anger issues that they are using the internet to try to get them out of them. Learning the Law, who says, the latest trailer of Ghost of Yōtei, What is a Woman, has just been released on all platforms except X. And like I said, it's now uploaded on X as well. But we have a Clinic who says, new Ghost of Yōtei trailer is getting way more dislikes than they got a few months ago. Oof. We have Yorch Torch. The left is now boycotting Ghost of Yōtei. Wait, weren't all those wokies supporting their beloved Erika Ishii, a feminist activist? This is hilarious. And one of the biggest things I want to focus on in this entire story is this right here. The trailer itself, which I haven't refreshed it, 18,000 dislikes. One of them is me. Let's see. Is it even more? Oof. It's more than doubled the dislikes than the upvotes. That is a massive oof. And what I want to focus on is the comments. It is wild how it's actually left the comments on and not being really moderated. So I guess kudos to Sony on that. Umbra says, I'm just here to look at the comments. It's more interesting than the game trailer itself. VX Akiran says, never been more interested in the comments than the trailer. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Samurai with no honor is not a samurai. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. The movement you started grows stronger by the day. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. The devs may not respect you, but you won't be forgotten. And people on the right are really upset right now at Sucker Punch for not making a statement. All they did was, according to Kotaku, fire this person for their abhorrent comments about Charlie Kirk and then try to sweep it under the rug. And like I said, in a magnificent show of talent, threading that needle of pissing off both sides, they did not make an official statement. They did not make any kind of moral grander standing of, oh, we actually do not believe in these kind of comments. No, what they did, they caved like pussies to the pressure, but don't want to make a statement because deep down, it's what they all think about Charlie Kirk there. It is a woke studio through and through at Sucker Punch. This is what all of them believe there. Some of them are just smart enough to not say it publicly, like complete idiots to tank their game right before it launches. Ubu says, Studio's silence is deafening. When senior devs publicly mock a political assassination, no matter how polarizing the figure, it's not edgy, it's cowardly. You don't punch up by trivializing death. You punch up by creating stories that challenge power without dehumanizing the fallen. I won't support a game that treats real-world violence like a meme fodder. Accountability isn't cancel culture. It's culture with a spine. I don't even live in the US. I live in Mexico, but I do understand what is morally right. And I feel disgusted by these devs' behaviors. This one, I will never give a dime of my money to a company that has no problem with a cold-blooded murder. A wife lost her husband and 2 children lost their father. Rest in peace, Charlie. We will carry the torch for you. This is, again, the entire comment section. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Charlie. We'll remember you, Charlie. Charlie, rest in peace. R.I.P. Charlie. Glad I canceled my collector's edition. I canceled my pre-order. Rest in peace. Legacy will never be forgotten. These are all the comments. The entire thing is just People are taking a stand on this game. And when it comes to bad timing for PR, this game, this company, it was the perfect storm that I and many others, I'm not going to try to act like I'm the only one, saw this coming miles away, all the way back with the initial Erika Ishii stuff, back when I was immediately blocked for, I think actually it was before I even said anything bad about her, when I was just covering the situation. And I even defended her initially when Endymion was like, girl boss, no sale, I'm out. And I'm like, wait, bro, wait, we don't know anything about this. Let's wait. Turns out Endymion was spot on. I like to make sure before I just say, girl boss, I'm out. But he was right. He was absolutely right with everything that she stands for, being an activist, being gender fluid, saying fuck TERFs, all these things, very strange statements about trans ideology. I've covered all these things she said in previous videos. Why the fuck would a company hire her to be the front woman of a multi-hundred million hundreds of million plus dollar project? You are literally digging your own grave for your game doing that. So I asked the question, and I'll leave it with this on X. I said, are you buying Ghost of Yōtei? And 55.5%, 55.4%, no, never had any interest. Almost 40%, no, studio politics ruined it for me. So we have about 5% of 1,300 votes. So this in itself, if I were Sucker Punch and Sony, assuming this is an accurate depiction of the buying pool, and you stretch this out across the entire gaming landscape, yes, of course, the game is going to sell. No one's saying the game is not going to sell at all. I think that this is going to be devastating for the grand scheme of sales for this game, though. It's going to do a major dent into it. I think it's going to pale in comparison to what their expectations were. And unfortunately, for gamers, we have nothing we can do except hold our wallets shut and say, fuck you. Don't do this shit. We told you before, don't do it. We meant it. Now we're proving it to you. This is something that was wholly avoidable by Sucker Punch, but they went down the woke path, and now they're going to be finding out what happens when you do that. But it is going to be curious to see what happens with Ghost of Yōtei when it launches. If it's going to be a dual launch on Steam, I will be very curious about the concurrent player count for sure. Rails of Steel says I won't even pirate it. Oof. Azra chats, I might buy Ghost of Yōtei in 5 years if it's on sale for $10 and doesn't look like the biggest piece of dog shit. Maybe. I mean, I say that about a lot of games, but honestly, when you look to the future of 5 years, what are you going to do? You just add it to the backlog. Like, there's so many other games. It's unfortunate, but it's one of those, no matter how good the game is, which I don't think it's going to be that good, but even if it's a great game by all the journos, even if Hypnotic or Vara Dark or other game streamers, if they buy it and play it and they say it's actually really good, the surprise and it's amazing, I still would be like, that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I just want to play Ghost of Tsushima again because that game was amazing. To me, this game is dead to me. Ghost of Tsushima was so good. And it's too bad, too, because buying Ghost of Tsushima still benefits Sucker Punch. But at least it's typically on sale. But anyways,